Hey, Stoney here. I'm here with Clint Leetwood, and this is Mechabellum Tournament. At the bottom here, we have Sparty playing as a giant specialist, and he's up against MumboJumbo playing as a quick supply specialist. Right off the bat, both players have tarantulas, except Mumbo has got twice as many tarantulas. The classic 4 tarantula, 3 marksman start. Ah, that's such a powerful start. How do you feel about this, Clint?
One of my favorite openers right here. I think the only world where it's better is when it's quick supply with tarantula fang, and then I'm happy. Yeah, you slam 2 tarantulas. I think I've seen some like debate over aggro spiders versus. All right, I'll match you on that bet. I've been seeing a lot of debate on aggro spiders versus standard spiders. And I think standard spiders are just slightly better, especially with mines. But how do you feel about them? Have you played around with this idea much?
um, Yeah, actually, you know what? I play against you with that, and I got utterly destroyed by your by your spider mines. So I
Yeah,
know how powerful that is.
yeah. But I've played against like some shallow flank spider nonsense from like Fancy Man, and it can get a little out of control pretty quick if you don't check it. Um,
Ooh.
does Mumbo kill this spider? Yes, he
Yes,
does.
it does, and it's gonna now focus on the other ones. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough start for Sparty. Spiders, they do take 200 HP away if they stay alive, so
Yeah.
quite a bit of HP loss.
Yeah, realistically, at this point, Sparty, while he's mitigated some damage, is still taking 500, which would be like if a giant was on the board.
That's right.
So a lot of damage. A lot
That's
of
right.
damage.
Now, if I were a Sparty, I'd smash that subsidized Stonecaller card.
Yeah, I think it's correct for both players, but photon coating coming up from MumboJumbo. This man's
Hmm.
cooking. I think this is actually great on defense. Now that I think about it,
Because one of these
um,
guys is going to live forever. But Sparty, though, subsidized Stonecaller. There we go. Now we got a game
I
in our
think that's
hands.
correct.
Yeah. We got Vertical Storms designed to kill only one thing, and that thing walks on 4 legs.
Yeah, I know it's interesting that you say that because those stormcallers are perfectly lined up with the spiders.
But Sparty's right hand side is very weak now, though. With these speedy crawlers kind of rushing down towards the tower, he's gonna have a bit of a problem with the tower debuff, though.
Yeah, it might work out okay though. Oh, missile, a mumbo
Oh,
missile.
it's a mumbo missile,
It's a good mumbo missile.
and that leaves Sparty with almost no chaff clear because that spider just died right there in the middle. He is going to get maybe the tower. No, he might get the tower. He's gonna get the tower, and that means those storm cars are gonna go to work.
Oh no, the spider just walking right
Spider.
past.
Oh, the tower debuff.
Oh.
Knock it in, Spider. And again, 200 HP. That hurts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, level 3 Rhino, level 3 Sabertooth. Great and spicy options here. What immediately catches your eye here, Stoney?
I'm gonna say probably Rhino for Sparty. Just kind of mess things up a little bit on the right hand side, and you have to respect Rhino on the right hand side. And there we go. There we go. But the problem with
Both
this Rhino
players.
is the Rhino gonna catch him? That's the problem. Do you know what? Oh, this is genius play. Sparty's Rhino may not catch Mumbo's Rhino because of the missile. Because it's gonna get slowed down, and Mumbo's Rhino is just gonna walk right past him. I'm gonna
Oh
call it.
man.
I'm gonna call it. Oh, that's going to be so bad for Sparty.
Shallow flanks coming out from both players too. Look at that.
Wow.
Some very interesting mirror play. The other caveat to this Rhino play here, right, is that the damage from the missile swings it into Mumbo's favor so that this level 3 Rhino does...
Oh, look. He just walks right by. It doesn't even care. But he's going to get slowed down by the crawlers, and that Rhino is eventually going to pick up. But he's going to get distracted by Mumbo's Rhino. Oh, they're just chasing each other. It's the most hilarious thing. He's going to get towered. He's going to get towered, and he's going to turn around, and he's going to kill that Rhino. Oh, my God. What the hell?
Oh, my God.
Ouch. That hurt.
Just heads up plays from Mumbo. Both towers go down at the same time. Bye. Spider gets chomped.
That little bit on the right-hand side, that's going to go into my archive for like the best play of the year or the most ridiculous play of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, I think both players fortified the same tower, too. There's a lot of interesting mirroring going on between these two players.
It is.
A lot of respect being given.
Yes, for sure.
Strike spec coming out from Sparty, though. Mumbo with the Wasp Swarm. Interesting.
Well, to be fair, right now, the only two things that really shoot up are these two marksmen, so you might be onto something.
Yeah, and we see range coming out for the Tarantulas now. I think this is a great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help clear out these level 2 crawlers that were overwhelming us in the early rounds, and it's going to kind of tuck in those Tarantulas away from those storm crawlers, and I think that's going to make a huge difference. But is the inverse going to happen here? Does Sparty now have a missile onto this Rhino, not allowing it to run away?
Now it's going to catch him up and just go to town with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sparty's Rhino is going to win, though, because that Rhino is going to be shot at by the marksman as well as level 2 Tarantula. So, yeah, still a tough one for Sparty. No, he's going to get the Rhino, though. Pretty good.
Yeah, both Rhinos get cleared off the board. You have a ranged Tarantula able to support those crawlers on the left side, or the right side, I guess, depending on how you're looking at the board. And these Wasps are basically kind of coming in unabated.
Yeah, looking at the board here, I feel like Sparty is having a bit of a chaff clear problem. Well, by chaff, I mean spider. He could use a bit more meat at the front line.
True, but a very fortunate tower timing there. And a bit of an unfortunate tower timing here.
Now, those are level 2 Stonecallers, so they do pack a punch.
Yeah. So Mumbo's nose is bleeding a little bit here, but still going strong.
Still going strong.
Oh, for Unipack, what are you thinking?
I'm leaning towards Scorpions, because Mumbo doesn't have a lot of small chaff. He's got, what, 4 squads of crawlers and some flanking crawlers. Scorpion helps with bringing down this Tarantulas a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
With Mumbo, I think the Arclight is the correct choice because Sparty has a lot more chaff, so Mumbo does need chaff clear, and Sparty should get the attack onto these Tarantulas, but it doesn't seem to be the case, though. I think it's going to go with something.
See, even with the range upgrade recently on the left tower over here, that we still have blue crawlers getting in. Mm-hmm. So I don't hate this idea of going for additional Arclights for additional clear, but it looks like Sparty's going to make good use of that strike spec with a cheeky little flank on the left hand side.
Yeah, but it's very unfortunate because now he's running into level 2 replicate crawlers. So that flank is not going to work out too well for him. Not this round anyways, but if he gets shield on this Typhoon, that flank could be a thorn in Mumbo's side.
It looks like Mumbo's just happy to keep feeding this experience to this Tarantula on the right side.
Ooh, level 3 Typhoons are so tanky. I always forget just how good level 3 Typhoons are. I always just feel like, oh yeah, those are just glorified Mustangs, but no,
Oh,
they are
nope.
tanking for days.
So, fun fact: level 1 and I think level 2 Typhoons warping in on the side die to a missile.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that tower timing though. Holy
very
cow.
fortunate.
Alright, we got...
Oh, do we actually get the shield? Oh, let's
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna get the
That's big,
shield.
dude.
We're gonna get level 3 Stormcallers. And... yeah, just barely getting Sparty here.
Such a tight game.
Very tight game, just blow per blow. Now, Sparty is going to have a opportunity to get shield drop. He doesn't even need to upgrade the shield. Right away, gets shield drop, putting down to the flank.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's very smart.
Mobilized battleship is pretty good as well. For Mumbo, I think not so much for Mumbo. I mean, not so much for Sparty, but for Mumbo, he has a little window on the bottom right corner that he can drop the battleship.
Yeah, I agree. Like you're talking about, yeah. I see what you're talking about in this back corner over here behind the storms. Yeah. Oh, whoa! A worm typhoon and impact drill turn.
He's going
on
hard.
The flank.
He's going hard on that flank. And that's a very powerful flank. We got very potent chaff clear. We got chaff that's kind of leading the way. And then the worm doesn't even need to travel too far because the first unit is going to want to hit. It's those arc lights and those typhoon are just not too far behind. So a very potent flank here.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for Mumbo, but mine's getting picked up. We got 2 level 2 tarantulas and 2 level 3 tarantulas, meaning those mines can pack a real punch, especially into this Rhino and especially into these sandworms. So cool little tech from Mumbo here. This missile on the back left flank does connect before the shield drop can come down. So yeah, he clears out the crawlers and allows his units to maybe, very luckily, eventually kill this shield.
Now, I don't know if you noticed that on the
does.
right-hand side, those mines from that level 3 Tarantula just took out half of that sandworm's health with just a pair of mines. That's huge damage.
Yeah. Yeah. And there goes the tower. Oh, both
towers. Except Sparty's tower is upgraded, so it has a slightly less cooldown, but it doesn't matter because I don't think there's going to be anything left to contest with the Overlords and those mines.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, those mines
those
just
mines hurt.
Yeah, and this is the reality with these leveled up tarantulas is that suddenly this unending wave of mines, like you can handle the first one, you can handle the second one. It's the third and fourth waves that really start to get you and really start to chip away at you.
Oh, for sure.
And underground threat coming for both Mumbo and Sparty. This could be very scary, especially if Mumbo decides to match Impact Drill. Then he has Replicate and Impact Drill, and...
Ooh, this is unfortunate. He got rid of the Sandworm, and he's not going to pick up shield on this type of level 4 Typhoons on the same turn that Mumbo puts down a Melting Point, which means there's going to be no chaff, and that Melting Point is just going to pick up those 2 highly valuable level 4 Typhoons.
Yep. Oh, man, and Sparty goes for a War Factor into the turn of a Melting Point. A little unfortunate here. Sorry, go ahead.
He is getting range, and War Factory is decent against the composition of Mumbo because of the Spider Mines. It's going to activate the War Factory's back 2 cannons, which usually don't get activated. So it's a decent choice, especially with range. It's just unfortunate the War Factory is on the same side as the Melting Point.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, what's likely going to happen here is that Mumbo is going to have to match range on his Melting Point into this War Factory, because I think, the War Factory outranges it by 25 right now.
Alright, so we're seeing the Typhoons working their hardest to get rid of those chaff. It's actually doing pretty darn good on things considered. Got rid of all the backline crawlers and now just moving on to dealing some additional damage. Right now, there's no chaff player except that one arc light that's really on the left hand side here. If those blue claws can survive a bit longer, it's going to get in there. Ooh, wow, what a tower.
Damage.
That is a lot of damage. And we still got storm crawlers on the board. This is a huge round for Sparty here. Yeah, I'm gonna get tower. Yeah, he's gonna get it. No problem.
Yeah. And thankfully, Mumbo did clear out a good chunk of damage there. It was looking pretty dire for a minute, but only taking like what 1,600 there. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Improved Scorpions being offered. Great card against War Factories. Just kind of spray that acid. But frankly, with War Factory on the line, all Mumbo needs to do is to get a squad of crawlers right on the line with acid. And that's it. That's all you need. Double Wasp.
Oh, and he does click acid.
Yeah.
What a sick read, Stoney.
Yeah. I mean, when you see a War Factory on the line like that, I mean, there's no better way to get rid of it with them acid crawlers. And remember, the acid from the crawlers, they do not disappear.
Yeah, it does. Mumbo clicking range on his melting point. We'd love to see it. The Typhoons in that flank are now gone, which will make this turn, I think, look much, much, much differently.
I don't know if that was the right move of selling Typhoons. I mean, I get it. You get a melting point, but that Typhoon essentially took care of 3 squads of chaff in the back.
I completely agree. I think it should have stayed. I think there's a world where you click the barrier upgrade on it. Just like let it be the biggest nuisance possible.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, right? Crawlers on the line.
So now without...
these wasps were DPSing so much!
Yeah, I mean, when you have the War Factory under acid, a lot of things can kill it.
Yeah. And it's even good against the worms. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the worms are getting chewed up by the acid, too.
Yeah. Ooh.
And this looks so good for Mumbo.
Ooh. But don't count the War Factories out yet. They are ranged, and they are going to get a lot of damage in from afar. So if you can get the right timing on the tower, and there we go. Still win for Sparty.
And the reality, right, is even though it was looking really good for Mumbo there, those tarantulas had to walk through a bunch of acid.
That's right.
And it really hurt them.
That's right. Now, with Sparty, he does have the option to just go ahead and click the photon code in directly on the War Factories, or he can go with boats. All right, so we got unit drops here. We got Wasp being picked up by Sparty and Scorpions being picked up by Mumbo, presumably to add even more acid. No, it's just going to be double shot, which makes sense. And Sparty did click the button, so now we have photon coded War Factory. And what that means is these double shot Scorpions are probably not going to do too much until the War Factory is already upon them.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, to be fair, they do pretty well into the Typhoons that are not really there on the board. They do well into the Tarantulas, and they do well into the Worm. It's not like the worst pickup. But yeah, I mean, the reality, right, is like unless we have infinite chaff in front of that Scorpion, what's going to happen is that War Factory is going to outrange it and kill it.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like, Sparty is playing this very smartly. He realizes that there's not going to be infinite chaff on the ground with all the tarantulas and arc lights just kind of pointing their barrels towards his direction. So he's going to go with the other route, and that's going to be mass wasp. Now, their purpose partially is going to distract, but the other part now with ground spec is to help taking down this tarantulas.
Yeah, I feel like this has to really swing in Sparty's favor. Otherwise, I think Mumbo grabs Mustangs next round, and things look pretty bad. But, I mean, this looks so good. These wasps do so much damage.
Good. I mean, look at it. Both sides. None of the melting point can even aim at the War Factory. And now with the debuff, Ooh, that's gonna be a huge hit. We're gonna get Mumbo down to like 300 HP right now.
Yeah, it's going to be close, if not game. Very close.
Whoa, whoa, that's game. Holy crap. Wow. 9 -9. There it is.
Man,
Wow. That was a well calculated move because if Sparty has gone with any other combination, that wouldn't have worked. These Wasps, they were the real MVPs, holding up all the melting points from Amy at the War Factories. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I got another one that's even better. Check it out, and I'll see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics. Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress. The battlefield's alive with